The splash of water wasn't what woke me, it was the laughter, a boozy, raucous cackle that pierced the quiet of 2:47 a.m. I bolted upright, heart pounding, and grabbed my phone to check the backyard camera feed. There, in my private lakefront, were 11 strangers, led by Sylvia Thornton, the HOA president, treating my family's shoreline like a public beach. Sylvia, lounging on a chair with a wine glass, backed orders like a self-appointed lifeguard, her Bluetooth speaker blasting pop hits. My finger hovered over 911, but I paused. Sylvia didn't know about my secret defense, a heat-activated, non-toxic blue dye in the lake water, set to turn trespassers moth blue after 10 minutes. I slipped into a hoodie and crept onto the patio, hidden by shadows, watching the chaos unfold with a grin. This Ohio summer was about to become a legend. My grandpa, Walter Hayes, had fished this lake for 20 years, a 75-year-old retired engineer who knew property law better than most attorneys. Our backyard in Lakeside Haven, a pristine suburban enclave, was his sanctuary, a private shoreline deeded to our family since 2003. No HOA had ever complained until Sylvia, a 55-year-old tyrant with flawless hair and a vendetta, took over 3 years ago. She turned neighbors into rule-obsessed drones, citing mailbox heights and lawn decorations. That Sunday morning, as Walter cast his line, Sylvia stormed across our yard, heels sinking into the grass. "Stop fishing," she snapped. "This is community property, and you're violating HOA regulations." Walter, unfazed, held up our deed. "This is our land, ma'am. We've got survey maps and 20 years of fishing here." Sylvia's face reddened. "The HOA controls all waterfronts. Your sign, pointing to Walter's hand-painted, fishing area hamaka, is an aesthetic violation. Remove it, or I will." I recorded from the kitchen window, stunned by her audacity. Then she dialed 911, voice dripping with fake panic, an elderly man's trespassing on community property, acting aggressive. Officer Daniels arrived, weary from too many HOA spats. He reviewed Walter's deed and survey, shaking his head. "This is private property, ma'am. Take it up civilly." Sylvia raged, accusing Daniels of shirking duty, but he drove off, muttering about real crimes. She turned to Walter, venomous. "This isn't over, old man. I'll shut your fishing down." I knew then we weren't just fighting for our lakefront, it was war against a bully drunk on power. 2 days later, a red-stamped HOA letter arrived, accusing us of disrupting community peace and violating shared space rules. The vague citations didn't match our 2003 handbook, hinting Sylvia was inventing regulations. She sent similar letters to other lakefront owners, warning against supporting our crimes. Neighbors grew distant, old Mr. Larson stopped waving, and Mrs. Evans avoided eye contact, fearing Sylvia's wrath. Thursday morning, I found a blue metal sign staked in our yard: "No fishing, HOA managed area, $500 fine." Trash and glass littered Walter's fishing spot, a clear act of vandalism done under cover of night. I snapped photos, knowing this was evidence. Walter stared at the mess, jaw tight. "Tyler," he said, his voice still, "Sylvia's crossed the line. Let's find out how far she's gone." I dove into county records, using my data management skills to unravel Sylvia's game. The 1999 development plans confirmed our shoreline was private, with perpetual water rights untouchable by the HOA. The charter explicitly barred the HOA from regulating private property use. Sylvia's rules were fiction. Then, an unmarked envelope appeared in our mailbox: "Check the HOA storage room, community center basement. Spare key under third planter, left side, after 10 p.m. That night, I visited Margaret Klein, an 80-year-old original resident with a librarian's knack for records. Her dining room was a treasure trove, folders of 1,999 surveys, charters, and letters exposing Sylvia's lies. She'd harassed families over gardens, boat trailers, even playgrounds, driving some to sell. Sylvia's been spying, Margaret whispered, showing photos of her measuring decorations and logging trash cans. An email from a rogue board member revealed Sylvia's plan: intimidate problem residents into leaving to expand HOA control. Our fishing spot was our latest target. Sylvia's next move was a Friday HOA meeting, announced with a community emergency email accusing us of using falsified documents to undermine the HOA. The clubhouse was packed, tension thick. Sylvia's slideshow framed Walter as a radical, his fishing a threat to property values. She flashed photos of his every cast, labeled unauthorized use. I stood, distributing copies of our deeds and charters. Our shoreline's private, I said, projecting the 1999 survey. Gasps rippled as neighbors saw their own lakefront rights. Mr. Potter stood. Sylvia told me my dock was HOA property. Margaret delivered the knockout, confirming our documents and exposing Sylvia's fake rules. She's lied for years, she said. It's time for her resignation and an audit. The room erupted, neighbors sharing stories of Sylvia's tyranny. Sylvia stammered, I need legal review, but her credibility was dust. She didn't quit. A certified letter from Taunton Legal Services demanded we retract our defamatory evidence or face a $50,000 lawsuit for emotional distress. Sylvia emailed residents, claiming we'd stolen confidential files and hired security to monitor us. Then, Walter's fishing spot was vandalized again, red spray paint reading, "Trespassers not welcome." Walter's sadness fueled my resolve. I dug into Sylvia's past, fired from a supervisory job for creating a hostile workplace, a pattern repeated in her HOA reign. Property records revealed her own violations, an unpermitted deck extension and an online craft business breaking HOA rules she enforced. I sent her a letter, resign and drop the threats, or every resident would know her hypocrisy. She responded with a lawsuit, a fatal mistake opening her actions to discovery. Led by Margaret, neighbors hired James Carter, a real estate lawyer, for a countersuit. His findings were damning. Sylvia collected illegal fines, misused HOA funds for legal fees, and falsified documents. Our countersuit sought $100,000 for harassment, fraud, and distress. In mediation, Carter offered a deal: Sylvia resigns, the HOA pays $2,000 yearly for shoreline access, and she apologizes publicly. Facing trial, potential criminal charges, and bankruptcy, Sylvia agreed, signing in a sterile courthouse room, her bravado gone. The community cheered online, with group chats buzzing, "We are free." At the settlement signing, Lakeside Haven's new president, a retired teacher named Clara, authorized the payment and launched a rule audit, erasing Sylvia's fictions. Walter transformed the shoreline with stone benches and wildflowers, creating a communal fishing spot. The November barbecue he hosted drew families, kids casting lines, neighbors laughing, a reborn community. Sylvia appeared at the edge, small and hesitant, then approached. "Mr. Hayes," she said softly, "I'm sorry. I let power twist me. I want to make amends." Walter shook her hand. "Learn from it, Sylvia. Lead with kindness." The crowd watched, some skeptical, others moved. Sylvia left quietly, her reign ended. The story spread, inspiring HOA battles nationwide. Walter fished in peace, his spot now a community haven. But as I watched him cast under the oaks, a shadow lingered. Could Sylvia's apology hold, or was another tyrant waiting to rise?